So from our yesterday's discussion, what we learned: types of files. One is text files. The second type is binary files. Okay, and there are many classes for reading and writing files in Java IO package. Okay, so we want to group them. Okay, so how we can group them? One group is all the classes in one group read files, read or write files, text files, character by character. Okay, and the second group, all the classes in second group read, write binary files, byte by byte. Okay, so one group is to read and write text files, another group is to read and write binary files. Okay, now within text files, again in this group, in the first group, that is text files group, we can add a group to read text files, another group to write text files. Similarly, in the second group, we again divide it into two groups. One group to read binary files, another group to write binary files. Okay, today we are going to see example for each one of these. That means total 4. These two and these two. Okay, first text files. Okay, for reading this, for writing to text files. Okay, print writer is a class, okay, which is used for writing to text files. Okay, now I will show you an example for this. Java, say for IO package created. Within IO package, I'll create another package, new package. We'll call it character or text files writing. Okay, so we'll move it to JavaIO package. Okay, so in text files writing, I'll create a new class. Did I start recording? Okay, called um, writing to text file example. Okay, so this is writing to text files. This example shows how to write text data to text files, okay, using print writer class. Okay, So print writer is a most advanced class to do this operation. There are other classes also like file writer, buffer writer, but print writer is superior to all other classes which are used to do similar operation. Okay, now let us create object of print writer class. Print writer, I'll name the object as print writer. See, or print writer object equal to new print writer. Okay, so what I say, first thing we need to check for is the different constructors this class has, print writer class has. To this print writer we can pass a file or output stream, string file name, writer out. There are many, but I will show you example with this string file name. Okay, I will name it as in our source package, there is one text1.txt, right? I'll delete this. I'll do one thing, print nt writer dot txt. Okay, there is no text file. Okay, but I want to write some data to a file named printwriter.txt. So I just pass this parameter to this printwriter constructor. So what I am trying to say is this printwriter object from now onwards refers to this file. So whatever write operation it it does on this file. Okay, now this printwriter class has a method called write. Okay, let's not discuss about this, I don't want to confuse you. Print. Okay, see, there are multiple print methods. Print string, print ln string, print ln, next print boolean, print character array. So suppose I want to print a string Sachin to it. Okay, so at the end what I'll do, I'll write done with writing to text file. Okay, okay, so this print method actually writes this Sachin value to this text. Okay, what I'll do, I will again take this, call the print method. Okay, will write a value Tendulkar to it. Okay, I'll use print method only, will not use print ln. So this is very easy, don't worry. Okay, very easy, writing data to text file is very easy. Okay, all that you need to do is create an object for this print writer class, pass the file name to it, then write data whatever you want to write. I will do Virender. Okay, here I will do print ln. Here I will do print ln. I'll tell you the difference. Okay, now see, after writing you need to call a method called flush. Okay, this flush actually uh, it makes sure that every single character that we are trying to write to this file is completely written. Okay, this method is mandatory. If you don't use this method, this data will not get written to that file, and at the end you need to close it. Okay, these two methods you remember, flush and close. Now see this, see I just passed file name here, I did not give any path, That means this file will get created in the project's root folder, that is directly inside this project folder. Now I'll run this. Okay, it printed done with writing to text file. Let's go and see whether that file got created. I am refreshing this folder. See, printwriter.txt file got created. I'll open it. See, it it wrote data to that file. Okay. Okay. So now let me explain what is the difference between print and println method. This print method writes this string to output file. Okay, Sachin. Okay. This println also write the string to this file. After writing, it also passes line change as a new line character. It also writes a new line character. That means after this, whatever written will be written in new line. Okay. So if you just use print, this after Sachin, there is no new line. Tendulkar is also written in the same line. Okay. If I use println, after writing this, it will change the line. The next value that is being written will be written in new line. See, Virender is written in new line. Okay, Virender. But Virender, we are using print method. That's why it did not change after writing, change line after writing Virender. But again, for Sevavak, we use this println method. After writing Sevavak, it changes line. So suppose if I add a new, if I use, if I write something, print 100. Okay. What happens? Since here we already changed the line, this 100 will be written to new line. Done with writing to text file. See, 100 is written in new line. Okay. So the only difference between print and println is both write string value, both write value to output file, but println adds a new line character at the end of the line, so that next line, anything, next string that is being written to file gets added in new line. Okay, that is very simple. So if I want to add 100, I can add 100. If I want to add boolean value of true, it will write that. If I want to write a double value, that is 100.23, it will be written. Okay. So you can write whatever data you want to write. Let me run this. See, the data is written. See, 100 true, 100.23 all are written in same line because we used print and not println. Suppose if I use println, every value gets written in new line. I will write println. I will use println for all. So now see, it wrote all in new line. So this is very simple. Don't forget to add these two methods. Suppose if I comment this line, I don't execute this line, I'll delete this file. Okay. So now there is no file in it. Now I'm freshly running this again. If I refresh, you see the file. Oh, printwriter.flush. Sachin Tendulkar. Is there anything missing here? Delete. Okay. Okay, it's writing everything, but the purpose of this flush method is to make sure that everything is written without any loss. Okay, don't forget to use this method. At the end, once you are done with completely writing the data to the code, you just close this printwriter object. As I said, data flows in Java program to any input file or output file in the form of stream. Okay, continuous flow of data. Okay, so what we are trying to do is we are closing that stream at this step. Okay, so using this print method, you can write whatever data you want to write. I can write string, I can write integer data, I can write boolean data, I can write double data. Okay, this is example for print writer. Okay, so our next example, what is that? So now we are done with writing data to text files. Buffer reader, this is for reading data from text files. Okay, so we'll create a new class in IO package text file writing. I'll create a new package for IO package name dot text. Actually, package name should not contain capital letters. Text files reading. Here by mistake I created a package name with capital letters. That is naming convention in Java. So within text files reading, I'll create a new class for reading text file example. Okay, so what this Anju? This example shows how to read data from text file. Okay, using buffered reader class. Okay, so let's create object for reader. See, since we are reading doing reading operation, you will find you'll see the name contains reader. Okay, but while we are doing writing operation, so the name of the class contains writer. Okay, you can clearly distinguish whether that particular class is used for reading the data, writing the data. So here buffer reader, I will create a buffered reader object equal to. So as I said, buffer reader is most advanced class, or there are other classes also to do the read operations on text files, but buffer reader is best out of them. So that's why we are going to discuss only this. Equal to new buffered reader. See, this buffer reader has two constructors. Either we should pass another reader object, and there is another constructor for reader and size. So we'll go with this first one. So we should pass a reader object as a parameter to this constructor. What I will do, just remember this. Okay, pass a new file reader. File reader. This file reader we can pass string file name. The same file name that we used for writing. So here we are writing to this file. Now in this example, we'll do a read operation on this file. Okay, so I'm taking the same file. I want to read the data present in this file. Okay, here, so in previous example we just passed file name, but here we pass this complete object, new file reader print writer.exe. Just remember this step. Okay, so that means buffer reader cannot directly interact with the file like print writer does. See, the print writer is directly interacting with the file, but buffer reader cannot directly interact with the file. It it requires another reader object, or see this reader object to access with the file. So this buffer reader indirectly accessing this file using this file reader object. Just remember this. Okay. Now what I'll do, this object has a method called read. First we'll it has a read method and read line method. First we'll do read. Okay.
Goodbye.
So what it returns?
Good-
Read returns integer. Hello.
Goodbye.
చెప్పండి.
ఇందాక ప్రింట్ రైటర్ అది ఫైల్ టెక్స్ట్ ఫైల్ చూపించలేగా రాసింది, మనకు ఓన్లీ అవుట్పుట్ లో చూపించినావు కానీ ఇప్పుడు అది కొత్తది ఫైల్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుందా? అది టెక్స్ట్ ఫైల్
ఫైల్ రాసింది, అది రాసిన ఫైల్ నేను మీకు చూపించింది. దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఫైల్.
అవుట్పుట్ లో వచ్చినట్టుంది. ఒక్క నిమిషం, అది
no using the program I created this file. Okay, what I'll do, I'll delete this again. I'll delete. Okay, see now there is no file. Now I am running this. It will create a file and write data to it. Okay,
రిఫ్రెష్ చేయండి.
see it has the data.
ఓకే ఫైన్.
Okay,
కూల్. యా.
so
అవుట్పుట్ లో వచ్చింది.
here we are doing read operation. Okay, see this read method is returning integer, but our file has characters. Okay, so what does that integer mean? Let me show. Okay, I will print this value. Let me run this. At the end I'll print this. Done with reading text file. Okay, it printed 115. Okay, what is the first character here? Sachin. Okay, yes, S is the first character in the file. Okay, let's go and see this ASCII values. What is 150's equivalent is S. See, small s corresponding ASCII character is 115. All of you see this? See the small s ASCII equivalent is 115. So what this read method is doing, see what did it print? It printed 115. Okay, so what it did, this read method reads one character at a time. Okay, so here it read first character. What is the first character? Yes, small s, right? It will return the integer equivalent of that small s. What is the integer equivalent or ASCII value of that s? ASCII value of small s is 115. It returned 115. Okay, so now 115. So it returned only one character. We want to read all the characters. How to do that? For that we need to run a while loop. While what I will do, okay, before while I'll print it in different way. So buffer dot read, we know that it returns integer value int character or integer equivalent. Oh no, will do ASCII value of character. Okay, I'll name this variable integer variable as ASCII value of character. It will have this. What, as we just saw, this read method reads one character at a time and returns its corresponding ASCII value of that character. Okay, I am storing that ASCII value in this. Now I am printing that ASCII value in system.println. Okay, 115. It printed 115. If I want to read all the data, I need to run a while loop. Okay, while I need to pass some condition in while loop. What is the condition? This read method, when it reaches end of the file, suppose when it is done with the last character 3, this is the last character in the file, that returns -1. If it reaches end of the file, it returns -1. As long as there are characters, it will return ask a value of each character, but once it reaches end of the file, it returns -1. Okay, read method returns ask a value of character. Okay, once it reaches end of file, it returns -1. So all of you listen carefully, because for doing file read operations we use while loop a lot. Okay, that is very important. What I will do, while dot not equal to -1, that means this condition ask I value of this integer value not equal to -1. So that means we have not reached end of the file. As long as we have not reached end of the file, what we'll do, we'll print that value. Okay, and read next character.
సిద్ధు అది -1 ASCII వాల్యూ ఫర్ స్లాష్ అయినా అదే
No, it's -1 is not ask you value for anything. If it reaches end of the file, it returns -1 instead of returning ask a value, because there is no character left.
ఓకే
Okay, as long as it finds character, it returns ask a value of that character. If it reaches end of the file, it returns -1. That means it is an indication for us that we reached end of the file. So I am using that condition. So while ask a value of character not equal to -1, I just, so this integer value actually, right? As long as this is not equal to -1, that means there is a valid character and it return ask a value of that character. Until then we do this. Once it reaches end of the file, this value equals to -1 will come out of this while loop. Okay, this condition fails and will come out of while loop, and remaining steps will get executed. Okay, now I will print this. See, it printed ask a values for all the characters. What I will do, I will open this file in open with text editor, not text editor. Open with okay, no problem. So we know, remember this is very important. You will see this. Any first time user who execute this code get confused. The file has characters, okay, but what am I seeing? You get confused like this. So this is the file, it has this data, but it printed like this, value got printed like this. What does that mean? Okay, it's very simple. Now yesterday, if anyone has not understood how characters are stored in memory, you will easily understand it now. So what is the ask a value of s? That is 115. Ask a value of small a is 97. Small a, see, ask a value of small a is 97. Ask a value of c, what is the third character c? C is 99. C is 99. Okay. Ask a value of h is 104. I is 105. N is 110. Okay. After 110, it printed 13. What is 13? Let us go and see in this table. This is ASCII table, right? 13 is carriage return. You see this 13, that is carriage return. It's okay, don't worry. What is 10? 10 is new line. Okay, new line. Since after Sachin we changed the line, so it printed, it took two characters to represent change of line. That means carriage return 13 and new line. So these two characters means we are changing the line. Okay, so now we are into second line. What is 32? 32 is space. You see there is a space before Tendulkar, so that 32 is printed as 32. Okay, now 84. What is 84? 84 stands for capital T. 84 stands for capital T. Similarly, it printed all the values. When it reached the end of the line, it printed -1. Okay, that means, so we are done with reading all the characters in the file. So once that value is -1, this condition fails, we come out of this while loop and next line got printed. Done with next line is -1. Okay, so we are printing ask a value of character, right? -1 outside. So done with reading text file, last line. Okay, so each character is uh, how a text file is stored in memory. Yesterday I told you it is stored in form of bytes. Okay, now we are actually reading each character. Okay, and its corresponding ASCII value it's returning. This read method returns ASCII value. Suppose if I want to actually print the character in place of this ASCII value, how to do that? You just need to typecast it to integer. Sorry, char, char. What it will do, this char, this is called typecasting. So this is integer value, we know, right? 115, 97. These R values are in this ASCII value character. Okay, ASCII value of character. This is integer value. Now I am converting this integer value to character. Okay, so now I'll run this. See, it printed line by line, Sachin. Okay, then it after that carriage return and new line, then Tendulkar, then Virender, Sehwag, then 100, true, 100. All the data in present in is read as character. Okay, so this is what the use of read method. Okay, now disadvantages of read method. Okay, what are the disadvantages? First disadvantage is it reads character by character. Okay, that leads to too many read operations. Okay, so Sachin, this keyword, in order to read this complete word, it is taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 read operations because it is reading character by character. Okay. And next, it returns ASCII value of character and not character itself. Okay, if we need to do additional typecasting to get actual character. Okay, we did it, right? This is called typecasting. Okay, it is returning ASCII values and not returning character values. So what we are doing is, after reading every character, we are converting it into character by typecasting. Okay, this is additional operation. This is kind of additional overhead. Okay, now to overcome this, there is another method. There is another method called read line. Okay, this was just read. Now the second method is read line method, which overcomes shortcomings of read method. What it can do? It reads line by line and not character by character. Okay, this leads to less read operations. That is good, right? Next, it returns actual characters and not ASCII values. Now we'll use that. Okay, what I will do, I will comment this out. Now we'll write code for this. So again I'll create a buffer reader object. Okay, this time I will use dot, I'll use read line method and not read method. We just saw the example of read method. Now we are going to see the example of read line and what it returns. See what it returns. So read line returns string. Okay, what I will do, string, I'll take, since it returns string, I'll take a string variable, that is string str equal to, okay, or str equal to read line. Let me print this. See what happens. See, it printed only Sachin. Okay, and not another the other values present in that file. Why? Because this read line method reads one line at a time. Since we did only one read line operation, that means we only read only one line and we printed only that value. If we want to print all the data, or if we want to read all the data present in the file, then we need to use while loop. While this string value, see, this read method returns -1 if it reaches end of the file, but read line method returns null if it reaches end of the file. That's why I'll check not null check. While string is not null, what I want to do is sys out string printing out, and I need to read the next line, right? We'll do this inside the loop. So what I am checking is this in this string variable, I am reading this actually using this read line. I am reading one line at a time. So first time it reads Sachin. Okay, now here we are checking whether that Sachin is null. Sachin is not null, right? It's some data, so it goes inside. Similarly for Tendulkar, Virender, Sehwag. Okay, when it is done with 100.23, since it reached end of the file, it returns null. Then we will come out of while loop and do further operation. As long as that is not null, string value is not null, that means we have not yet reached end of the file. There are multiple lines again in the file. So we iterate through all the line. Let me print this. See, it printed all the values. Sachin, Tendulkar, Virender, Sehwag, 100, true, 100.23. Okay. After it reached end of the line, it found null. It printed. So when its string value is null, it came out of this loop. It executed next line. So it printed string value that equal to null. Then it printed last line. Okay. So three things that you need to take care of is the method you want, that is read or read line. So since read line is more sophisticated, use read line. Second thing is the condition that you want to put in while loop. Okay, that is important. So as we know that this read line method returns null when it reaches end of the file, we use that condition. We make use of that condition. So as long as we have not reached end of the file, execute this. Once we reach end of the file, come out of the loop. Okay, and proceed to further line. Suppose if I comment it, if you forget to do this, okay, what happens? See, let's see. See, it went into infinite loop. What happened? Because see, let me explain. Here it read first line Sachin. Okay, this value became Sachin. Now it is checking whether Sachin is not equal to null. Okay, Sachin is not equal to null. So it printed this line. Again it executed the loop second time. Still the value of string is Sachin only. We have not read the second line. For reading the second line, we need this line. Since I commented this, it have not read the next line. It has the same value Sachin. So every time it is checking whether Sachin is null, whether Sachin is null, whether Sachin is null, whether Sachin is null. So always Sachin is not null. That's why it went into infinite loop. It kept on. Don't forget to do this. Okay. So you need to read the next line, right? Every time. So here we did first read line operation. We took the Sachin value. Then we came inside the loop. Okay. We printed the value of Sachin. Okay. After print is other, then we read next line. That is Tendulkar. Okay. Now it will go and check whether Tendulkar is null. Since it is not null, it will print the value of Tendulkar. It will read the next line. What is next line? Virender. Okay. It goes on like that. So don't forget this. Suppose so keep these things in mind. What method we should use to read, whether read or read line? Then what is the condition that we should keep in while loop? And what is the third thing? This thing. Don't forget. And the many new learners commit this mistake. So they forget to do this, and they don't understand what is happening, why it's printing such again and again. Okay. So now we are done with reading text file. Okay. Hope everyone understood. Any questions in this?
No, bhaiya.
So read line method returns one line at a time, that is string. Okay. When it reaches end of the file, or it is done with reading all the lines, it returns null. Okay. So if you Google and search for how to read file in Java, you will find while loop. Okay. You don't, sometimes they use while this value equal to -1, not equal to -1, and sometimes you see while this value not equal to null. So you don't understand why here they are checking for -1, why here they are checking for null. Okay. Now you know why they are using that. Okay. So now we are done with text files, reading and writing to text files. We are done with this. The next thing is reading and writing to binary files. So we know what are binary files. Any file that is not text file is a binary file. Okay. To read binary file, to read, to write. To binary file. Okay. The classes that are used to do these operations are: for reading we use file input stream, for writing we use file output stream. See, the name itself says input stream, input to Java program. That means reading a file, okay, and here it says output stream, that is output of the Java file, Java program. That means we are writing something to we are writing to some file using Java program. Okay. Then we need to create a package for it. IO package, new package. Name of the package is IO package dot text file reading binary file reading. Okay. We'll create a class in it. New class reading. This time we'll first do reading operation. For text files we first did writing operation, then reading operation. Here we first do reading operation. Reading binary file example. Okay. So if you want to read a binary file, we need some binary file. Okay. So what we will do, any image file is a binary file, right? We'll download some file. Let's see a nice file. Let's download a nice file. Sachin. Let us download this tight drive file. I'll name it as Sachin1.jpg. Okay. Now I'll copy this file and paste it in our project root folder. So now we have Sachin1.jpg. If I double click on it, I need to use it to open with a default editor, not default editor. What I will do, I will go to project root folder. Okay, that is my workspace. It has a Selenium training project. Here Sachin1 file is there. Okay, so this is the file. This is a binary file. This is not any file that is not a text file is called binary file. Okay, now I want to read this file. Let's see. Okay, so what is this example is for? This example is for doing reading a binary file. Okay, so what I told you yesterday, whether it is a binary file or text file, it is converted into bytes and then stored on hard disk. Okay, So binary files are also converted into bytes and stored in hard disk. The class used to do this is using file input stream. This is the name of the class, file input stream FIS object. Okay, I name it as equal to new file input stream. Okay, so this file input stream class has multiple constructors. Okay, the easiest constructor among all this is string name. I just pass the name of the file which I want to read, sachi1.jpg. Okay, since I don't want to handle this exception here, I will make it to throw this exception. Okay, instead of writing try catch block. Now FIS object dot read. So there is no read line method because this is not a character file. This is just a binary file. So it has only read method. So read. Okay. What I will do, and reads and returns which value? This read method returns integer value. I will call the integer int equivalent of byte. Okay, we know this file is read byte by byte. Okay, it reads one by byte. It reads a byte and it returns the corresponding integer value of that byte. Okay, what is the meaning of integer value of byte? Suppose if byte is this 3 4 5 6 7 8, this byte is equivalent to 0, integer value 0. Okay, what is this? 0 0 0 0 1, this is equivalent to 1. Okay, similarly 0 3 4 ones equivalent to 15. Okay, if byte is this, its corresponding integer equivalent is 15, it will return 15 instead of this complete value. Okay, this is what happens here. Now I will print that value, integer equivalent of byte. I will make it to throw as well, run as Java application. See, it returned 255. Okay, so suppose what is 255? Let us go to this and see what is 255. There is no 255 because all English keyboard characters, okay, the max ASCII value for them is 127. After 127 there are language specific characters or other thing. Let us cast it to character. We'll see what it is. CHAR. Okay, I am converting this integer value to character. See, it printed this value, some character. Okay, so this happens when we open this file. See, if you open this image file using text editor, see what is the first character. Okay, it printed that. Okay, this is because this actually text editor, right? This is text editor. We are trying to open image using text editor. It is able to read the bytes, but it doesn't have graphics to show that content. But if I open that using any image viewer like Microsoft Paint or Microsoft Picture Viewer, so they have the graphics to show this data. Okay, at this bytes. So let me repeat this again. The image is converted in the form of bytes and stored into hard disk. When we read, we actually read the bytes. Okay, these are all bytes. Okay, every character equal to 1 byte. Whatever see here, this is 1 byte, this is 1 byte, this is 1 byte. Okay, so when you open it in um, using any picture viewer. What is this? Open with open. Okay, this is my photo viewer. So this application, okay, it has graphics to interpret that byte and show actual color pixel, all the difference. That is altogether different concept. Don't worry about it. So it has graphic supports to interpret those byte and show it as a picture. But our normal text editors, they don't have that. Okay, that's why some random characters are shown like this. So in fact they are random, but they are actual bytes. Okay, don't worry, don't think about it, don't think too much about it. So uh, so reading is all this we can do. We cannot do anything else, right? We cannot do more than this. So we just read one character. Since this is a binary file, doesn't have characters, even if you print, we don't understand what that is. Okay, we are doing reading operation, we are able to print what that is, but that character we don't understand, because that is not actual character, that is binary data, that is a picture data. So if I want to read all the characters, I need to do the same thing. While this value, this read method we just saw, right, not equal to -1, that is not reached end of the line. Until that we print that value, then read the next line. Don't forget this step. See what happens, it prints all the characters one after another. These are all the characters that we see when you open it using a notepad. Okay, what was the last character in this file? Was this U? I don't know what it is. See, U, G, Y, U. They might be characters from some other language, might be from some European language, might be from Chinese language, which we don't understand. Okay, see last G, Y, U, last three characters, the same thing. Okay, it reads character by character. Since it is a binary file, we don't know meaning of those bytes. Okay, now we are done with reading binary file. In fact, in real world, when we actually read programs, we read data and write it to some, or do some operation on it, and then write it to some output file. Okay, we don't print them actually, because they are binary files. There is no point of printing them. What I'll do, I'll give another example. Okay, what it does is it reads data, then reads data from sachin1.jpg and writes the same data to another file called sachin2.jpg. I'll write it here itself. Okay, no need to create a second class for that. So this is out. So for writing, we have a class called file output stream, FIS object equal to new file output stream. What are the constructors for it? We'll simply give the file name. I'll name that file as sachin2.jpg. It's very simple example, don't worry. FIS object. Okay, okay, file input stream, file output stream object, FOS object. Okay, so now we want the what I'm in this example, what I am going to do is read data from this file, write that data into sachin2.jpg. Okay, okay, so this read method, we know that it reads byte by byte. What we'll do, as soon as it reads a byte, we immediately write that byte to this file. Okay, for that I need to declare it here. Okay, so after reading, instead of printing out, what I will do, so here I am just printing out that value, right? What I will do, I'll write it to dot write method, this file output stream, this second class for writing. Okay, this has a write method. Okay, I'll pass this value to that. Okay, in the while loop itself, what I am doing is I am writing it to this, then I am reading new line. So what the only difference that I did that I did is created a file output stream object, okay, and pass this new file sachin2.jpg. In the while loop, earlier we just used to print this value using sysout. Now instead of printing that, I am using that value and writing it to this file, okay, sachin.do file. Okay, no, so once we are done, when we reach end of the file of sachin1.jpg, what we need to do is we need to do this flush operation. Okay, for writing, when we write, when we want to make sure that all bytes data is written completely to the output file, for that we need to do FOS object. Now once we do flush, we need to close, and it is also good habit to close the input stream also. So we should not keep them open. Okay, don't worry, I'll repeat again. Now we have only sachin1.jpg. okay, now I'm running this. At the end, what I'll do to just know, since we are not printing anything, we don't know whether program execution completed or not. For that, done with writing binary data from one binary file to another binary file. Okay, now I am running. It just printed done with writing binary data from one binary file to binary. Let's go and refresh this. F5. So now sachin2.jpg got created. See sachin2. What is there in sachin2? The same data which was present in sachin1 is written to sachin2. So it's the same image. Okay, sachin1, we read data from sachin1.jpg 1 byte at a time. As soon as we read 1 byte from sachin1, we write that 1 byte to sachin2. Then we read next byte from sachin1, immediately write that byte to sachin2. Then we read next byte from sachin1, we immediately write that to sachin2. Okay, until we are done with reading all bytes from sachin1.jpg and writing them to sachin2.jpg. okay, see, this is very simple example. So what I am doing is, from this FIS object from sachin1.jpg, I am reading 1 byte at a time. So, okay, I am putting that value in this variable. Now I am writing this variable to FOS object, that is to sachin2.jpg. For writing all bytes, I am running a while loop. Okay, once I am done with writing, I am just doing this flush operation, doing close operation, closing both the streams, that is, FIS object stream and FOS object, file input stream, file output stream. I am closing both. That's what I did. Hope you understand it. Very simple. Okay, if you practice this, you will easily understand. Shall I move on to next topic? Okay, so now we are done with reading and writing text files, done with reading and writing binary files. The next thing is reading from console. Okay, reading from console is not that important, because in real time we never take input from console. Okay, that we used to do only when we need to pass our lab test during a BTech or lab exams. but still I'll show an example. New class, reading from console. Okay, see, when we do this system out dot println, okay, what we are doing actually, okay, I'm actually printing value to console. Okay, this is Java program to console. Okay, so this is called as standard output. Standard. Okay, output. There is another scenario where we want to read console to Java program. This is called as standard input. So this is represented by, standard output is represented by system dot out. Okay, this system dot out is, this out is also a class which has this println method. Okay, similarly for standard input there is system dot in. Okay, so these are called standard input and standard output, standard input and standard output. Okay, so writing to console is called as standard output, writing from reading from console is called as standard input. So for that there is method called, there is a class called scanner which is most advanced. There are other ways also to read data from console, but scanner is uh, better than any other class. Scanner SC object equal to new scanner. Okay, we need to import this. Scanner it is java.util. Okay, we need to okay, to this scanner, see, let us see what are the different constructors. It has input stream source, file source, string source. Okay, we will take the first one. The source for us is sys system dot in, that is standard input. Okay, so system dot one refers to input from console that we give using our keyboard. Okay, using the keyboard we type something. Where we type it in console. So whatever we type in console, that goes into our actual program. So how it goes, system dot done takes care of it. System dot one system dot in, this is called a standard input stream. It reads whatever data that we type in console. Okay, pass it to this object. Later we can use it for any one of our purpose. Okay, so next line, this method always reads data. Okay, very simple. Very simple. Now it has a method called next line. Its duty is to read next line and returns that value in the form of string. Okay, string, I'll name this variable as string value from console. Okay, now what I will do, I will just print you entered Okay, this one. Now let me run this. So I don't need this, I am closing this. Run as Java application. See, did you see anything? You did not see this. You entered also, because program is running. You see this red, that means your Java program is running and it is waiting for input from console. Okay, so now if I wait, I type Sachin, it returns you entered Sachin. It printed that value. Okay, so whatever I entered Sachin, that value is read into this variable value from console. Now I printed that value console. What I will do to remove confusion, uh, okay, sorry, system dot out, it's not here. Okay, println enter value. Okay, now you will see this. Okay, so it's red means program is still running, it's in listening mode, it's expecting input from console. Okay, so it just printed enter value. Then at this, when it executes this line, it is actually waiting for system.in. So I need to enter some value. I enter Sachin here. What it did, it printed. So it whatever I entered in this console Sachin is read into this this value from console variable. Okay, using this next line method, then that value is used here. Okay, so this is very simple. Just create a scanner object, pass the source as system.in. Source is console. Since we want to read it from console, for reading from console we need to use the standard input stream that is called as system.in. Okay, which is opposite of system.out, which we use very frequently. Once we have this object, then on that object we call this next line method. This next line method reads the line of data that we entered and stores that value in this value. Later we are using that for printing out. Okay, so now suppose what I'll do is enter name. Let us do this little meaningful. Your name is ask me and give it Sidhu. It says your name is Sidhu. After that will string will do one thing. Here I'll add enter your age. Okay, then I have to read that, right? That means I have to read the next line. I'm using the same variable. Okay, now whatever I enter after that is goes into since sysout println your age is, okay, what is that? Value from console. Okay, so first it's asking my name, then I'll give Sidhu. So it typed your name is Sidhu, then enter your age. My age say 30, your age is 30. Okay, one more thing, I'll run it again. See, it's still red, that means your program is running. I give it Sidhu. Okay, it is asking me still running, it's still running. Okay, because it's listening, it's waiting for my second line, next line. 30. See, it's still red. Now I am entering 30. After it printed 30, now it is there is nothing left to read again, because there is no another dot next line method being called, so program got terminated. Okay, this is how scanner is used. See, it's very simple. All that you need to do is, to this scanner object or to this constructor, we just pass system.in, okay, which is your standard input stream. It listens to your it's in listening mode. So whatever data that you enter in console is first goes into this system.in standard input stream, okay. Then that is read using next line to actually use it in the program. Okay, so it has another methods also here. If you observe, see what it is returning. Let's see next line. So it's returning string. If I enter name, it return it as a string. If I enter age, it still returns it as a string. 30. So 30, it will return it as a string, but I want it as integer. There is one way to do that. That is int. I can cast it to integer. Sorry. For we know this integer dot parse int. For converting string to integer, while I explained you wrapper classes, I told you this. Sachin, sorry, I need to enter it here, not there. Okay, SACHIN, age is 30, prints 30. Okay, okay, don't need to worry about it. Don't get confused. I don't want to go into further details, so too much of information confuses you. So so just use next line. There are other methods too. So next integer, next double, next long. Okay, so that instead of we doing explicit conversion, it internally does the conversion, gives the converted value. Okay, those are all the methods. Okay, 10:22. Okay, we'll stop it here today. Tomorrow we'll continue with reading properties file, then reading and writing to Excel files. Okay.